Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. Today I'm going to be doing another movie review. This movie is considered a cult classic, so I was very excited to finally be able to see it. Saw it yesterday, so I'll be sharing my review of it. This is a Japanese movie. It was made in the year 2000, directed by Kenji Fukusaka. Fukusaku. Fukusaku. Oh, sorry, I can't pronounce his name, but yeah, Kenji Fukusaku. This movie is called Battle Royale. The story to this one is as follows. In the near future, Japan is in a state of collapse. With high unemployment and a generation of youth out of control, the government enacts the Battle Royale program. Each year, a randomly chosen school class is pitted against each other on an abandoned island in a cruel game of survival. With a former teacher, played by Takeshi Kitano, overseeing the game, this is a fight to the death with only one winner. So it's if you've seen the Hunger Games, basically this is where the Hunger Games got inspiration. Because if you've seen that and you watch this one, you'll see a lot of similarities. So basically the Hunger Games to me is a remake of this one. So it's set in Japan, it's in the near future, and the youth of Japan are out of control and the adults are fearing them. So they end up passing this bill in the politicians pass this bill as a law, and it's called the Battle Royale Act. And this act means that a class of students are taken by the military and are dumped on this island where they are to fight to the death, and only one winner can come from this. And they have 3 days to kill each other, otherwise the necklace that they're wearing is going to explode and everyone will die. So it's pretty much, that's an incentive for them to go out and kill each other. And like the Hunger Games, they have certain areas that are dangerous and they like to shorten up the territory, so they're bound to kill each other. So yeah, whoever wins at the end and what happens at the end, I'm definitely not going to be telling you. There is a little bit of depth to this, so the less I say the better, but that's your basic synopsis. So if you want to know more, please go out there and check this movie out for yourself. Now my thoughts on the movie, I'd passed this one up for quite a while. I started watching it a long time ago, but I never got to finish. So I really didn't have any inspiration to pick it up until recently. You know, I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard that this is one of the best films made. I heard it's Quentin Tarantino's favourite film of the last 20 years. So a lot of hype surrounding it and a lot of expectations. So I saw it in the shop and I thought, why not get it, give it a look. I had a really high expectation. I was really preparing myself for a masterpiece. And what I got in the end was severely disappointed. Now, I know a lot of people out there love this movie, so I'm not going to criticize. When I criticize it, it's just my opinion. So I don't want anyone hating on me. You can hate on me if you want, but this is just my opinion. I'm not saying anyone else is foolish for not liking it, but you guys know by now that I'm going to be telling you what I honestly thought. And what I honestly thought of this film is greatly overhyped. Now, the reason why I felt it was overhyped is because I felt that it really wasn't in depth as much as it probably should have been. Now, the classmates, yes, it's a horrific sort of scenario that they're facing. They have to kill each other. And as the tagline says, would you kill your best friend? So that is a very emotional thing, and that's something that we never hope we actually have to come across. But the movie, it doesn't go into character development, so every character is basically a cardboard cutout, so I really didn't care what happened to them. So when, you know, those emotional scenes are coming, there is no impact for me because, as I said, you don't know too much about them. And yes, they do go into flashbacks, but you need more than just a flashback of a group of friends playing basketball together, because that's what happens. Basically, before each person dies, well, not everyone, but the big characters, when they die, they go into flashbacks about them being best friends or they're in love with each other, and they just give a brief flashback, and that's supposed to give sympathy for you and tell them that these are good people and that they were friends. However, I just felt that was lazy. It was just a cheap trick to try and get sympathy for the audience to make that scene even more emotional, which I actually felt, you know, it didn't work for me, and therefore the whole impact of the film, yes, the story is very disturbing, but for me it was just cardboard cutout, so I was just waiting to see the creativity of each death. And saying that, you know, the deaths were creative, although some of the effects were a little bit dodgy. There were a few good kills. The cinematography was very good. It's set on this mysterious island, and I actually thought, you know, the lighting and everything was typical Japanese. There was blood spray like your typical Japanese violence, which a lot of Japanese horror fans out there will enjoy. The characters, the acting was decent. I will say that the acting was very good on behalf of the younger audience, or the younger actors, sorry. Takashi Kitano, who is a Japanese legend, he plays a good role, although it's not a big one. The focus is really on the children, and I thought, they did a very good job in the acting. So, overall, the production quality, I mean, the soundtrack was really good too. I actually thought they had some classical music to it, which really does, classical music is very underrated in the horror genre because used appropriately, which it is in this film, it can actually be quite, emotional on itself. So, the soundtrack, the cinematography, the way it's been done was decent, although some of the death scenes were a little bit fake looking. I just felt that if more attention was into the actual characters, it could have been a lot more um, disturbing and a lot more heartbreaking than it actually was for me. So, all in all, the ending as well, I didn't really appreciate the ending. I thought, it was a little bit, wasn't bad. Hollywood endings are a lot worse. But considering what I was expecting from this, I'm not going to give anything away because I'll spoil it. But I just wanted it to end a little bit better as well. So overall, out of 5, I'm giving this 2.5. Now, I know that's going to surprise a lot of people, but for me, it just didn't deliver in the emotion, in the depth of the characters, which is what the film really needed. And it goes for 2 hours, which I actually thought the pacing of the film was decent, but for the overall, the number of characters in the film, I thought it had to be even longer. I thought with a little bit more attention to detail, this movie could have been deserving of a cult status, in my opinion. But as a result of the lack of detail, I'm going to have to give this a 2.5. Certainly does not qualify as a classic, in my opinion. I feel it's one of the most overhyped films ever. But having said that, that's just my opinion. If you want to express your opinion, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I accept that. But yeah, I'm going to be brutally honest in my reviews, and I can say that this one really disappointed me. So that's my review for Battle Royale. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye.